Good evening, Arsenal fans. Good evening, football fans. We just thought the three of us just thought we'd do a middle of the week show just to have a chat and talk about the transfer window as it's happening and try and stop the panic that's going around in the Arsenal fan base at the moment. So I'll just introduce my guests tonight. You've seen them before. You know who they are. But look, we've got to introduce him first. He is Rodri. He's the Scottish Rodrigo. And the wee man, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Rodrigo 10, obviously, is back to front for you guys. I do apologise for that. But it's here in its glory. You've obviously seen it on Twitter. There's a million you at this moment in time that have seen it. Let's get into the show. Let's get into the show.
And of course, we've got the guru, the man with the numbers, a god amongst men. A little bit weird, but we let that go. It's that man, Richard. How you doing, bro?
I'm brilliant, thank you.
Good,
and
mate.
yourself?
Always good when I'm on with you two. Always have a good.
Why do I never ask you how you are when you ask me how I am?
I beg your pardon?
Why do I never ask you how you are when you ask me why I am? But Richard always does.
Because you're rude and Richard isn't. So it's that's how it must be, you know.
Like,
do you know what? To be quite honest, Mark, I haven't even noticed. So carry on. I haven't even noticed. Mate, carry on. Right. So who should we talk about first? Who do you want? Should we talk about Rodrigo first, Mark?
Nah, that's got to be the highlight. My highlight. So
we'll talk about Zubi then first, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about Zubi. So, what are the fears that people have about Zubimendi at the moment, mate?
There's scaremongering going on within like the Arsenal fan base. I was on Spaces tonight and they're all panicking. Why is he not signed? Arsenal always wait to do business, like all the usual stuff. And I guess Arsenal Football Club are guilty of leaving scars within Arsenal fans' minds.
Yeah,
they've done it for years and years. Man, I'm still haunted by Raheem Sterling last season, so I do get where the fan base are coming from. But however, I do think at this moment in time, we don't need a catastrophic overhaul inside our squad.
Yeah.
Where I'm sitting at. So when you look at that for what it is, Des, we don't have to panic. We're not playing the Club World Cup. We're not playing in that. So therefore, our signings can come later, and the signings that I want Arsenal to make are gold dust. And the gold dust is, if you look back on gold dust signings that Arsenal have had, you look at Ozil, you look at Aubameyang, you look at Sanchez. Look when these deals were struck. It's always very late in transfer window, if not the final day of the transfer window. Mm-hmm. So Arsenal will achieve their goal and get this over the line. It's a cat and mouse game at this moment in time with teams. Real Sociedad, etc. The later that you get into a transfer window, the later you get into it, teams start panicking. We can't spend millions to go and get a replacement because Arsenal might pull up this deal. And then that team is also thinking we need to go and strike a deal with another player for another team. So there is this cat and mouse that goes on. I mean, you're going for the elite of the elite. I just think that this is standard. Arsenal are only looking for 4 players, maybe 5 max. The white Des, for me, it's all calm.
Yeah. No, I get it. Before I go to you, Richard, sorry, mate. I'm just going to say good evening to everybody in the chat.
Big up, Ange.
We've got BX Gunner who says this to you, Mark. He's showing you some props here. I want some of the confidence that Mark is oozing. Believe me,
come
BX,
on, bro.
He's got loads to share, mate. If you want some, he'll give you some. And
here, my brother. It's right here.
And congratulations from Gabby. Thank you. I don't know what you congratulate us for, but we'll take it. Thanks very much. Thanks for being in the chat. Anybody else wants to join us in the chat, make comments about what we're talking about, they'll get shown on the screen. You'll get a shout out. So join us, guys, whatever platform you're watching on. Your thoughts on what Mark has just said and what you want to say, Richard? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, with regards to Zuba Mendy, he's got history. He changed his mind with Liverpool. He's changed it with a couple of other clubs as well. So that always puts doubts in people's mind. Then you've got Spanish publications that are Spanish fan based, and especially Real Madrid based, saying that Real Madrid are in for him and distorting comments that he made in a interview and mistranslating them or not putting the whole translation out. And that feeds into Arsenal, into the Arsenal fans' panic. We've never been a club that does things openly. That's because because we can't compete with the bigger clubs financially. So we like to try and keep our cards close to our chest so that we can get our deals done without getting into a bidding war. And lastly, with Zubamendi, we've agreed a fee with Real Sociedad so that we can pay it over instalments, so we don't have to find that release clause all at once. And they've turned around to us and said, look, we want it done in July because it will look good on our books for next season, and it will help with our PSR in the new season. And we said fine. And you've got to remember, right? We don't get back to pre-season training till the 10th of July, where we go through all our conditioning, all our pre-season fitness tests and markers to see where players are. And what's the point of pay 150,000 for 6 to 8 weeks when you're not going to use them? You save that money, you save a little bit extra money on that. It makes sense. No, there's no panic. Things will get done. We've got the fingers in the pies. They're all cooking. It's just they will come. Don't worry about what Chelsea, City,
That's
and
their
Liverpool
business,
are doing,
isn't it? You know,
because
I agree with you. There's a couple of comments I want to bring up in a little while. Good evening to Guna Greg. I will bring your comment up in a minute when Mark comes back. He's just had to pop off for a second. He'll be back in a second. As soon as he's back, I'll put your comment up. Guys, end of the day, I can't really add much more than what the guys have already said. Yeah. But I will from a point of view of deals take time. Yeah. Yes, we'd all like them done tomorrow, but it's not that simple. I believe Berta is doing a good job. I think he's moving, but he's trying not to make ripples. Because if you don't make ripples, you don't get people trying to take the players off you. And I don't think. Oh, you're back, Mark. That's great. I'll put these comments up in a second. I don't think, but Berta does not mess about. Yeah, he knows who he wants. He knows who Arteta wants, and between the two of them, they'll bring in the players that we need. You know what I mean? And that's my feelings on it, because the guys have already said everything about Zubamendi. So there was no point me trying to add anything. But I just want to bring this comment up from Guna Greg. Thanks for being in the chat, mate. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your comment. Keep them coming. Zubi 80 a week, Wirtz 400. Does he mean that's how much they're getting paid? 80 million and 400 million? Is that what he means?
I'm not sure if that would be 80 million for Zubi.
Oh,
it's
sorry,
80,000 a week and 400,000
sorry, I'm having
a
a
week.
moment. I meant 80,000. 80
I
grand.
don't know.
Go on,
I don't know if the 80,000 a week would be right for Zubamendi.
I think it's going to be a bit more than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he'd be in the bracket of Declan Rice or around about 200k a week.
Yeah. 400 grand a week for Wirtz. Is he worth that?
Well, he's had 37 goals and assists and 30 goals and assists in his last two seasons.
Is he in the Bundesliga?
Yeah, but I mean, he is one of the best in that position, if not the. I mean, he's as good as De Bruyne in his prime. He's going. What you got to remember: Liverpool are going to lose Mo Salah in December to AFCON, so they're going to lose Mo Salah's goals
of course,
and
yeah.
assists.
African Cup of Nations, yes, of course.
So what they've done is they've brought in somebody that is more than likely going to replicate that, and that keeps them in a good position for picking up another Premier League title. It's all about trying to kick on and improve, isn't it? That's what you have to do every year.
Great comment, Guna Greg. Thanks for that. Appreciate it, mate. Keep them coming. And Angie's saying this. Let's see what Angie's saying. How quick everyone else is on here, while includes the panel. Beaters hit. Oh, thank you, Angie. Hit the like. Thank you. And a big thank you to. Let's just one more. Sorry, guys, before we carry on. Jez is Arsenal. Thank you very much for subbing, mate. Much appreciated. Welcome to the welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Crazy Gang. I hope you enjoyed it while you're here, mate. Thanks for your comment. Thanks for being in the chat. We appreciate it. Thank you. Right. So we've basically said what we can on Zubimendi. I think we'll leave. I think we'll go to Kepa next. Now, I'm just going to say one comment before I come to one of you, that it's a Chelsea connection, and previous Chelsea connections, apart from one, as in Jorginho, haven't gone too well. But I do feel different about this guy because of the season he had at Bournemouth. And he's also played for Real Madrid as well, hasn't he? So, Richard, I'm going to go you first. What's your thoughts on Kepa and how that deal's going? And if you've got any insight into it, could you share, please?
It's just waiting on us to really press the button. He is willing to come here and be understudy and give Raya a challenge. But again, there's no rush. We're not in a Club World Cup. We've got our number one, and we can take time because we've got Hine and we've got Setford and all that. It's just will get done. I disagree. I mean, David Luiz was okay. He was a good stopgap. Peter Schmeichel was a good stopgap. The only two that stunk the place out really, really badly was Willian and Sterling.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine. I just David Luiz didn't. You know, with me, sorry, Mark, I will come to you in a second, mate. But with David Luiz, he just didn't set my world on fire. So that's probably how I feel about him. Do you know what I mean? Mark, your thoughts, mate? And if you've got any insight, can you share, please?
Yeah, Kepa is a basic deal for me. You're looking for a backup goalkeeper. He had, like Des issues when you came to the comment. 100%. He had an amazing season at Bournemouth. He was absolutely fantastic. And we're bringing him in to be a number two. This goalkeeper got bought for £71 million. I do not care that it's Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea Football Club are in my shadow. I do not care one single bit. So Kepa coming in under a correct manager. Did you get the best out of Kepa? And Kepa, for me, do you know what? I'll go and put this down another way to Arsenal fans. We get Neto last season. We paid probably 3-4 million just for the loan fee. He played one game and he was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Now we're going to hit a release clause of 5 million.
And what a bargain as well, Mark. Sorry, before you carry on, it's a bargain, isn't it?
It is. We're going to pay £5 million to have a backup goalkeeper at our club. That is to go to the FA Cup, to go to the Carabao Cup, the early rounds of the Champions League. When we qualify to the later stages of Champions League, we can bring him in. This is a no-brainer.
Remember, we've got.
He has won the Champions League as well.
He's won it twice. He won it with Chelsea and he won it with Madrid.
You've also got to remember as well, next season, guys, we're going to have 60 games throughout the season.
Exactly.
60 games. That's a lot. And we can't do what we did last season, having someone like Declan Rice. I mean, I know he broke his toe, but playing nearly every minute of every game. Yeah, we need that rotation. Otherwise, we're going to burn out. And that's what I think part of the problem was not winning the league last season. Players burnt out.
Yeah.
And
that's
of
what
course,
the body's been done.
we had all the injuries as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. That's great comments on Kepa, mate. I've got to be honest. Thank you, lads. I really appreciate it. Just want to do a couple more comments before we go on to the next bit, if that's okay. Forest Talk TV, how you doing, mate? Thanks for watching. Forest Talk TV, we're going to start a show series next season called Shots Fired, and we're looking for fans from other clubs to come and give their point of view. As much as we love talking about Arsenal, we want to expand it to a football thing as well, you know. So if you can get in touch with any one of us, we will put you in a group that we've got, a WhatsApp group that we've got, and you can join us if you want to. It's up to you. Right, okay, we've got Jez as well saying something else. Jez is getting involved. You've got to support fellow Arsenal channels.
People.
All right, Jazz, you've got to support fellow Arsenal channels. Appreciate that, mate. Yep. And if you get in touch with us again, we'll try and sort something out and have him. We could have him on, couldn't we, Mark?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, if you get in touch with us.
I think that's Dan for
Yeah,
it.
it's done. He's already
is he
Yeah,
already
he's
there?
already in.
Oh, okay,
He's already
sorry,
in
I
the
didn't know. I
shots fired, yeah.
apologise. But Jez, if you
Yeah,
want to get
that's
in
right.
touch with us, we'll sort
Yeah.
something out so you can
We'll
come
have
on, mate.
Jez
Mark's the easiest one to get in touch with. He's the best one to talk to about this stuff. So if you get in touch with him, it's on his Twitter, or X. Sorry, you've got to call it X now, haven't you? I'm sure he'll have a chat with you and we'll sort something out, mate. All right. Right. So we've done Kepa. Have we done Kepa? Are you happy with what we've said about Kepa?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We've been done like
5 million is small change. It is, Jez. You're right.
Jez, 100%.
I mean, considering when he was bought, he was 72 million. Was it 72 million?
72,
Yeah.
71, something like
around
that.
the 72 million mark, and we're getting him for 5. I mean, yeah. And he's still got 5 years in him yet, I would have thought.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah? You agree, guys, yeah? I'm enjoying this, and we only
Yeah.
did this on the spur of the moment. It's a great show already. Thank you, lads. All right, okay. So, obviously, we've got the two main ones now, okay? I think we'll start with Benjamin. Is it Benjamin or Benjamin Sesko? It's Benjamin. But it's spelled Benjamin.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's Benjamin.
Right. And is it Shesko or Sesko?
I think it is.
Right, we'll say Sesko, yeah? I just want to get it right, lads.
Go, Richard, first. I have to take this call, guys.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, go ahead. See you in a minute. Benjamin Shesko, but open the floodgates, Richard. Go for it.
Well, I mean, we've already talked to him last year, and the big accounts out there are saying that though personal terms haven't been agreed, they're not a problem, which means they're agreed. What's not agreed is the bonuses and the those clauses. He's happy to come and play for us. He's happy with his role in that. It'll just be what his net pay is, and then what those bonuses look like. That's easy, and we're now negotiating with Leipzig, and we're thrashing out what sort of payment structure they're going to be. Are we going to do like we've done with Zubimendi? Is it going to be slightly more money, but in instalments? What those instalments look like? What the structure of it is going to be? So is it going to be sort of 65 million and then another 10 million of add-ons? What do those add-ons look like? Are they going to be really easy, or will there be some easy ones and some that are really, really hard, like winning the quad sort of thing? And we're going back and forth, and then we'll submit a bid. And to be honest, there's probably been unofficial bids because these people talk on WhatsApp and what they go back and forth before they make an official bid. So Berta will have said, look, if I offered you 62 million and then I offered for it another 2 million for so many appearances for us, so many goals for us, international appearances, international goals, etc. What would you think of that? And then the other one will go back, well, can we tweak that slightly? And that's what they've been doing over the course of the last week or so. And eventually they'll get to a place that we know exactly what we've got to do, and then we'll put that official bid in. It's not Football Manager where you put it in, you get the bid rejected, so you go straight back in. It doesn't work like that. That's not how it works in real life.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, is it going to be? I mean, I don't really know that much about how we're paying this, so that's why you tend to look into this more than me. So that's cool. But is it going to be a case of we're paying in installments?
Yes, it will be installments. It means we've got more money to put into other targets. It means we can get more players in.
Okay.
Which is...
So I've got a couple more comments here. Mark will be back in a minute. He's just had to take a phone call. I want to ask him about Sesko. I will say my piece on Sesko in a second, but Jez says he hasn't got X. Jez, we'll sort something out, mate. I mean, I can let you know my my Facebook if you want to find me on there, and I can add you. I can have a chat with you, and we'll sort things out.
Or, you can find my ugly mug on Facebook or
Richard's,
Instagram.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. We'll sort something out, Jez. Don't worry, mate. And then we've got Gunnar Greg is back with Sheshko, so he's telling me how to say it. Thanks a lot, fella. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think there's an apostrophe over the
probably. Probably.
But it's
he's put another one that Havertz will start. This next one I want to leave for when Mark gets back, because I want Mark to answer this one.
Yeah, and that's fine because that takes the pressure off. Sheshko, and it'll give him the chance to prove his worth, and he's got to earn his spot and push Havertz. Havertz by right starts the season because he's the senior man, and he, even if Gyökeres came in, I'd expect Havertz to start the season. And then it's down to Sheshko or Gyökeres to just prove that they're worth a start.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a fight for that position anyway, isn't it? So that's inevitable, really. Sesko, right? I was for Gyökeres initially. Okay, I was for Gyökeres, but then as time's gone on, Sheshko has played in a harder league. Yeah, it's harder than the league that Gyökeres is playing in. Yeah, he's got a shot in him that's like a cannonball. He's fast. He's good with the ball at his feet. He's good at holding the ball up. He's good at getting the ball back. Yeah. He's meant to be the next Haaland, which I can see the potential. I can actually see the potential. I'm going to bring this question up now and then bring it back up when Mark comes back, because I don't know how long he's going to be. But this is from, let's see, who's this from? Sportback Boys, yeah? All the good players are going to other teams. Thank you for joining us in the chat, and thank you for your comment, mate. All of the good players are going to other teams. Richard, what do you think?
Well, I think if you're talking about Wirtz, we didn't need Wirtz. Our needs as a forwards and wingers. We needed Zubimendi because of Jorginho going. If Jorginho goes, if Partey goes, we'll need another player in the midfield. But no, I mean, look, Šeško or Gyökeres will score goals. Gyökeres will probably score more goals than Šeško. But my thing is, and I'll take it back to last season, and I'll take it back to when Henry was here. Only one player who scores 20 goals a season will win the league. So last year it was Salah, but you had Isak, you had Haaland, you had Woods, and you had Mbeumo. They all scored 20, but their teams didn't win the league. So scoring 20 goals a season doesn't guarantee you winning the league. You have to have a good defence, and a little bit of luck with injuries and bits and pieces. It helps, but if you took Šeško as he is, and I expect him to get more chances because he's in Leipzig, he was playing in a 4-4-2 or 5-3-2, so he was the second striker, and you had Xavi Simons, and you had Borchenniger on the other. I've probably butchered the name, on the other wing, and they were more focal points. So he got 16.5% of their total shots. He's going to get more shots in here. He's going to get more accurate crosses. He'll have more touches in the box, which I expect to improve his output. So I expect him to get 15, 16 goals and 5-6 assists for us. If you put that on to what we all got this season, that's 84. You add another winger in, that's another 8-10 just for conservative stuff. You put another 4 or 5 on Havertz, you're looking 90, 95, 96 goals, and it usually equates to about a point a goal. So we should break the 90 with that mass, and if it goes that way, you should be on anywhere between 90 and 98 points. That puts us in contention of winning the title. Doesn't guarantee it,
but we are in contention.
But it puts us close, and it puts us closer than we've been, as close as we've ever been. And it will be down to what City and Liverpool.
I mean, he's just listed some players that I think he thinks would be better for Arsenal, mate. So he's put Mbeumo, Sane, Cunha, and Cherokee.
Right. So Sane, I would have loved it as backup to
Saka.
I don't think Mbeumo would have been backup to happy to be back up to Saka. Sane, Cunha, he'd had depth, but Williams and Rodrigo are the gold dust there. Cherokee, he's one of the best talents out there, young talents, and but we've got Royce, we've got Marino, we've got Odegaard, we've got Nwaneri. We'll probably have Max Dowman in this squad for cup games. It's getting him in. I would have liked to have gone for De Bruyne to have him on the bench as a free agent, because I think he bringing him on later in the game would have improved us massively. But you're right, but maybe the management team, Berta, the scouting team, Arteta and the coaching team didn't like Cherokee, or didn't like and weren't willing to pay Cunha's release clause and wages for a player they didn't consider to be starting over Martinelli and
100%.
Whereas Rodrigo and Williams would be coming in, pretty much starting above those players. But they're decent players, and I think they look, but they're the reasons. I don't think that we're in for those
Okay,
players.
Mark, do I need to re-show you the messages? Do you know what's been said?
No, sorry, don't have this work call.
Okay, so Sportsback Boys has joined us in the chat, mate, and he said all the good players are going to other teams, and then he gave us a list of the players that he thinks we should be going for. I believe he'll correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Please tell me if I'm wrong, mate. But this is the list he gave: Mbemo, Sane, Cunha, and Cherky.
Right. Okay. Can I go through them?
Yeah, I want you to. Yeah, please do.
Right. Yeah, Sportsback, first and foremost, thanks for getting involved. And Bumo, I absolutely agree. I think he's a top talent. Can he fit in? Come back at me. Where can he fit into this current Arsenal side? That's the first and foremost. Sane is after the paycheck. He's 29-year-old. He's believed that he's just signed for Galatasaray. That broke today. He would have been back up to Saka. Tell me where he gets into the Arsenal team. If that is that the standard of player that you're looking for as a backup player to Saka? Cunha, absolutely not for me. Good player. I actually really do like Cunha, but however, we've seen the temperament, everything. When he comes into a pressure cooker at Arsenal Football Club, he could never handle it in a million years. If he couldn't handle it last season, in the situation he was in, how was he going to do that for a Champions League run-in, and how is he going to do it for a Premier League run-in? So that's there. Cherky, I don't know enough about. However, City have been there, and Arsenal just don't think that this is the guy. And we're going to move on to other targets that we need to be hitting. Arsenal need to perform. Arsenal need to perform in the transfer window. So if you're right, bro, and I'm not picking on the names that you picked, I'm just giving my feeling on it. If Arsenal can't produce the targets that I think that we should be going for, then that's it. And I'm going to throw a name back at you just for context of what I'm trying to say. Every team suffered PSR and financial fair play up until the season. In the January transfer window, last summer, nobody done anything. Arsenal spent $1 million, but brought in 115 million. We went to the January transfer window, and again, nobody done anything. We almost signed Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins would be ideal because we're begging for that striker. However, is Ollie Watkins the guy for the long term to get Arsenal Football Club to the place where we want to be? The answer is no. Sesko or the Jokeris is the answer. Isak is the final answer, but that's not going to happen. So, again, it's like just because teams are signing these players, it doesn't mean anything. City are doing an absolute overhaul with their team. They're losing all their over-age players. Kevin De Bruyne is waiting to sign for Napoli. That broke today. It's all breaking up. So, bro, yeah, I hear you. Keep your frustration to the side and just come back at me at the end of the transfer window. And if Arsenal have not done it, then I'll be the first person to criticise the club along with you.
Right. But I've got one more comment, Mark. I'm sorry, Richard. I've got one more comment that he's put up, and I think it's just in context of what you've both just been saying. So hopefully 1 second it will. These are examples of other clubs being proactive and getting attacking players in early and at good prices. How's Cherky going for 35 million, but Havertz is 65?
Right. So first off, Man City wanted him for the Club World Cup. And that's why they got that business done early. Prices aren't down to the selling club, the buying club. That's not down to individual players. You're not going to, if you want to play, you've got to pay. You've got to strike a deal. And if Arsenal think Havertz was worth 65, and you've got to remember, His goal output, 37 goals in 50 games since he was striker, something silly like that. That's not a bad return. He had 20 goals and assists in his first season. He's not an elite level striker, never will be, but he can do a job. And he with Sane, Bayern Munich weren't willing to pay his that amount of wages. That's why he was on the free transfer. We weren't willing to pay 450 for a backup right or left winger, which is what he would have been. But Galatasaray obviously were happy to pay that sort of money to get him because he improves their team and he would start for their team.
Okay, Mark, what's your thoughts on Sportsback Boys' comment there, mate? And then I've got a couple of others that I need to bring up, all right? But after you...
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Yeah, do you know what? Havertz, for me, I don't like that comment. And do like... Man City at this moment in time are probably looking for bargains and they're pushing into the Club World Cup. Let's see how he does. I remember going back like over a season ago, and who's that Man City left winger? Richard. No, the left winger.
Oh, no. Savinho or
Doku first arrived at Manchester City, and I thought it was the best signing on sliced bread. I honestly thought they had made the best signing. It faded out after 3 games. You do not know what it is. Havertz for 65 million is a bargain for me. Havertz has caused absolute controversy in every single box that he's in, every team he plays up against. Havertz is an amazing signing, and Arsenal fans either listen to other Arsenal fans and they don't see what Havertz brings, and you don't like go and do your eye test, and then go and do the stats afterwards, guys. Please, I'm begging you. Havertz is absolutely brilliant, and if we could bring in players to complement Havertz around it, you're going to see like what you'll see. Like this team is on the brink of dominating, absolutely dominating. Or I'll take myself off Twitter and I'll take myself off YouTube as well. I will, honestly, I will. I believe this 1,000,000%, guys. So just relax full-heartedly, please. I beg.
Okay, fair enough. So we've got a comment here from should I ? Write the name from Twitter. I hope Arsenal makes decisions fast. They are too sluggish to be trusted. Why would we be discussing fallback plans yet not have confirmed a signing yet? Who wants to take that one?
I'll take it.
Well, we'll both answer it.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, like why would Arsenal rush into making a signing? Is the question you should be asking. Not what you want Arsenal to do. Like right now, Arsenal could go out and give Man United 40 million and go and get Rashford. Probably go out and spend something similar and get Garnacho. We could go and probably say to City, there's 35 million, we'll take Jack Grealish. Is that what you want? Do you want us to panic buy? The concept tonight is, should Arsenal be panicking? Are you guys panicking more than our football club? And I think you are. Just relax. To take yourself off social media, stop listening to people, relax. I'm telling you, Sesko is in the door. You will hear very, very shortly, Sesko is in the door. Kepa will be the first signing, what I've been told, named 100%. With that, we only need that striker and that left winger. Arsenal are in a brilliant position right now. Stop panicking, guys. That's all I can say to you. Please stop panicking. Richard?
What do you want to say, bro?
Yeah, so don't think of it as a backup. When any club makes a list of players, They're all considered equal. But what they will discuss is terms of style and ability that fit the team and the way the team wants to, and manager wants to play. What does that player cost? What does it? What does his wage? What's his wages look like? And they consider it as a whole. Think of it as you've got a wedding to go for. You've got 4 great outfits. You like them all. You try them all on. They all fit, but what you think, I look slightly better in that one, so I'm going with that one. You try it on again a few months later, and you've put a bit of weight on, and it's it doesn't fit as well. So you go to the next one and put that on, and that one fits better than the other. So you swap to that. That's how these transfers work. Then not ranked, they just shift with those considerations. So cost of transfer, cost of wages, ability. Look, Šeško will bang for us. Gyökeres will bang for us. So does it matter? And we will get those deals done. It's just we don't need them in till the 10th of July, honestly. So why do we need to get them in?
The chat is very active tonight, guys, and I'm really pleased.
Which is brilliant. That is so brilliant. It's nice. We love this interaction.
So all I can thank you guys is for joining us. We do appreciate it. Yeah.
Do you like it? Could we just put a poll up? Do you love the Rodrigo top, guys? We're going to come top.
Do you love the Rodrigo top?
Right. Okay. Let us know in the chat if you like the Rodrigo top.
Do you like the Rodrigo top on?
Just put a 1 in the chat if you like the Rodrigo top, guys, and if you believe that he's coming to Arsenal, put a 1 in the chat. Yeah.
And put 2 in the chat if you like the Rodrigo top on Mark.
Right. Okay. Don't confuse things, Rich. Gunnar Greg says, I can't see us having a worse season than the last one. I would agree with that. I think we're moving forward. If we get these players in that we're talking about now, we're moving forward.
Yeah. My thing with that, Gunnar Greg, is yes, it was. If that's a poor season, but we still finished second in the league. We got to a Champions League semi-final. We got to a Carabao Cup semi-final. So if that's a bad season, that's not horrible, is it? It's not finishing 17th. It's not finishing mid-table and getting a Carabao Cup.
Mark, do you want to say anything on that, or can we move
on? No, that's fine.
We'll move on, yeah?
Okay.
I've got another one here from Gunnar Greg again. He works the hardest. I think he means Havertz.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he does what Arteta wants. He closes down, he presses, he falls back, he defends deep, he's a nuisance. Everything that Mark said earlier, he's a decent team player.
100%.
All I can say is Sportsback Boys really wants to have a conversation tonight, which is great. So here we go. So
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, we love that.
Yeah, but Doku won a trophy, has Havertz.
But
yes, Champions League with Chelsea.
But do you know what? Doku won a trophy in a City side that were dominant home and away across Europe, etc. And they've also got 115 charges. Havertz, on the other hand, we're still sports. The only thing I can say to you is I honestly believe we are at the end of this process. We're at the end of that. We only have to sprinkle the players that are getting mentioned tonight into this side, and we will dominate. And Havertz will be showing armpits with Champions League trophies. I don't know what you want to see. Do you want to see, if you need a trophy, do you want to see an FA Cup or do you want to see a Carabao Cup? Are you happy with that? Honestly, serious question to you, bro. If Mikel Arteta next season gets Sesko, Rodrigo, Kepa, Zubimendi, and he wins an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, will you keep Arteta next season? Serious question to you, bro.
Remember, guys, as well, we're just talking about the four players that are in the frame. There could be many more coming in. We don't know. If we get more than these 4 players, it's a bonus. That's my thoughts on that. Okay.
I mean, if as you said, if we get rid of players like Zinchenko and Reece Nelson and Partey goes, then we're going to have to get more players in as well.
Yeah.
So we can't judge a window until it's.
We're just talking about these 4 at the moment because they are the hot news, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, it's. So let me carry on with the chat, guys, because it seems to be feeding the show really well. So if you don't mind, is that all right with you guys? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
We haven't done Rodrigo yet, but we will. I promise.
Like this, it's not going to happen.
yeah. Another one from Sportsback Boys. Sportsback Boys. All I can say is thanks very much for your comments, mate. Spot on, mate. This is what we want every show. If you could come and join us every show, we'd have a great show, bro.
And if you want to come on, we're quite.
We could have you on and talk about it. You don't have to type then. Same for you, Guna Greg. Get in touch with us. Find a way of getting in touch with us, and we'll sort something out, bro. Right. So, what am I? Sorry, I've lost my plot. Sorry. Okay. What's your thought on Ree's comments on the overlap? You think he was being rude on Arteta's 6th season, or was he spot on? Who's going first? Mark, you go first. Oh, go on, Mark. Go on, Rich. Go first.
Well, there was some truth to his comments, but being an ex-player and being an ex-manager, there is some disingenuity in that as well, because it doesn't take 4 windows to build a team. Not if you look at, we had 28 for us. We had 28 players we've been through. Squad. If you take a squad of 25 and we only get in 4 or 5 a season, that's 5 windows minimum. And then if you make mistakes, you've got to get rid of those players and those on top. That's where he's been disingenuous. Yes, well, you take the season we went out to Brighton in the Carabao Cup and going out to Man United on penalties this season. And some of the cup runs have been disappointing, and we should have won one of those, one more cups in that time. And that's where he's right. But nothing is ever straightforward. There are so many nuances. And my other thing is with Henry is he wanted to take over the club and manage the club, and he's not been able to do that. So how much of what he said is fueled by that as well? Yes, he's a fan, and yes, he's one of our greatest ever players, but as being an ex-player, he also has a responsibility to.
I don't think he was trying to cause it. I don't think he was trying to cause any trouble, but
no, I just think it's like any ex-player. They'll give you a version of what they want, they believe. They won't be completely truthful. They won't give you the whole picture because it doesn't suit what they're trying to tell you. Of course.
Right, before I go to Mark, I've got to say this, guys. The chat is absolutely buzzing tonight, and thank you very much. And if you're watching, whatever platform you're watching on, thank you for joining us. But if you could give us a share, a like, and come over to the YouTube, join in the chat. Have a chat with Sportsback Boys and Guna Greg and whoever else is in here. I should just join them and join us. It's all part of it. But if you could give us a like, a share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, then you'll be told when we're making stuff, and you can join us every time. And this is all we've ever wanted: people just to join in the chat and have their say, and listen to us, and let us have our say back. And that's what these guys are doing tonight, and we're absolutely loving it. So thank you very much. Okay, I've got a few more. Mark, talk about the Thierry Henry while.
Yeah, I've not watched it. Right, I'm not watched it. Thierry Henry, first and foremost, is like my absolute idol. I love the guy. So I'll never hear any slander coming against him. But however, through that Scottish word, taking that to the side, when I what I've heard that Henry said, and where Arsenal Football Club are at, I am not going to criticise Henry because I see Henry as an idol that is in a new profession, and you either, as an Arsenal fan, don't have to think Thierry Henry is Arsenal these days. He statues outside the stadium. He's an amazing guy. I love him. I do enjoy watching him, etc. I do like listening to him as well. However, I do just think he is a pundit now. And people forget that Thierry Henry is not the number 14 that's wearing the shirt playing for Arsenal anymore. He's a pundit.
Yeah, but he still loves Arsenal, Mark.
No, he does. He does love Arsenal. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but he's a pundit. And when you have to, if you're in a place of being an influencer, which we're not, guys, but if you're in a place of being an influencer, people pay you to be an influencer, and you have to give them something to influence so you get the traction. So that comment went berserk. So it done exactly what the overlap wanted, which also done what the Champions League programs that Thierry's on as well. It's doing all that, and Thierry needs that to get income these days. He's just doing his job. He is not an Arsenal striker anymore. People don't break this down and separate him from being the legend that he is at Arsenal Football Club, that he always be, to a pundit. And that's it. He is a pundit. And people forget this. So that's where I'm at on it. I didn't listen to the comments. I didn't listen to the comments. I'm not worried about the comments. Yeah. I see it through my own eyes. Right, Thierry, you could have your opinion. It's okay. I'm not going to slander you, but at the same time, you're not in the position you used to be. You're a pundit. You're a Gary Neville. You're a Jamie Carragher. You're a Mika Richards. That's who you are. And that is it. And that is not bringing them down at all. That is not bringing them down. No, people need to relax on that.
I get your point, but he's a legend. He is a legend. So, you know.
Give me a sec, I'll be back.
Okay, man. Take your time.
That's unfortunate.
He's froze. He will be back in a minute, guys. So you just left with me and the massive Scotsman now, I'm afraid. Right. So let's see. We were going to talk about Rodrigo, but we'll do Rodrigo now.
Come on.
You can tell he's a little bit excited, can't you, that guys? Okay, sports back, boys. This goes nicely into Rodrigo. I love it. We could do with Rodrigo. Go on then, Mark. The floor is yours, mate.
The shirt is there. This is the gold dust. This right here is your marquee signing. And I do not care whatsoever that I'm getting attacked. I've got over a million views regarding this talk, and I do not care in the slightest. Arsenal, go and get him. Low blocks, tight spaces. Rodrigo is your person on the left-hand side. Build this team around him and Saka. That's what I say. I don't care if it's 400k a week. I do not care if it'll cost Arsenal maybe around £80 million. Do it. So I don't want a panic buy. Let's get Cunha. Let's get Mbemo. Let's go and get Chelsea. Let's go and get the next guy. No, let's hold off and go get Rodrigo. Let's go off and get Rodrigo. We are on the brink of dominance in the Premier League and also in Europe as well. I believe that we've got best defence, We've just strengthened our midfield. As Sesko, Rodrigo to that front line, guys, we're cooking. We are cooking.
You could say Zubi in the midfield as well, mate.
Well, I did it.
Oh, did you? I missed you say it. Sorry, I missed you say that. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
I did. Richard, nobody wants to see what you're taking at your
Yeah,
French
we didn't want a tour of your house. It's, you know.
Well, I thought it'd give people a bit of a insight to.
You've got your back.
What life in sunny Portsmouth's like. It's a shithole, but the house is nice.
Oh my God! Right then, what's your thoughts on Rodrigo, Richard? While we've got your attention,
He's a bit of gold dust, isn't he? He's I'd say he's the Bergkamp or
100%.
Era.
100%.
the Bergkamp of this era.
Yeah,
100%.
that's how I would.
100%.
That's how I would put it. He transforms this team into something different.
So is Zubamendi the Patrick Vieira of this era then?
Zubamendi, I mean, you've got to think he's in the top 6 of the best defenders, defensive defenders in the thing. He's different. I liken him to a Sergio Busquets.
Yeah.
The other two you could look at are Santi Cazorla come Rodri. He will be so important to us, especially when you can swap it him and Partey, him and Marino. You saw what him and Marino did for Spain in the week. He will dictate the tempo. He will slow it down. He will speed it up, and it will be a fantastic. He improves our midfield.
Yeah.
Again, from what it already was. I'm going to have to go, guys, because it's boys' night, and
yeah, no worries.
But boys have turned up. So, but thank you for having me on. Thank you for all the chat and all the comments of love this evening, and I'll see you soon.
All right, mate. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
Catch you on the next one.
All right, mate.
Bye. Thanks, bro.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
Ta-da. So, Mark, right? I want to ask the chat because everybody's got their own opinions. I get that, right? But these 4 player guys. Sorry, let me start again. Let me put my teeth in. These 4 players that we've talked about tonight. If they came to Arsenal, how excited would you be? I must admit, if I'm happy with all 4, but if Rodrigo did come, I'd be, like we always want that 1 player or 2 players that basically gets us off our seats. He's the lad that's going to do it, I do believe. Right. So let us know in the chat how you would feel about these 4 lads coming to Arsenal. Give it a rating out of 10. Yeah. And then what we'll also do in the future, guys, because as I say, tonight we kind of did this on the spur of the moment. If we look like we're going to sign anybody else, we'll do this again. We probably won't call it It's Time to Panic, but we'll do this again and we'll get you all involved and see what you think. All right. So this will keep going forward, hopefully. You all right with that, Mark?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to get back into the chat, mate, because there's quite a bit. So we'll just go through the chat and then I think we'll end this one. Right. And we'll get ready for the next one whenever that may happen. You know what I mean? So here we go. Right, we need a final. I know what he's trying to say here. We need a final, though. Yeah, I would agree with you, Sportsback. We do need a final. And that's another thing I want you to put in the chat as well, guys. What's your minimum you want from next season? There's a question. What is the minimum you want from next season? For me, it has to be either the Champions League or the Premier League. Mark, your thoughts on that one, mate? Oh, you've got away from me.
No, sorry, because you still hear me. Sorry, you were talking.
Yeah.
I am 100%. I am not having a Carabao Cup, FA Cup. If the club, I always blame the Cronkies. If the club now produce Rodrigo and Zubamendi, Kepa, and who was the last one?
Sesko.
Sesko. Yeah, 100%. If they produce that and Arteta does not produce the Premier League or Champions League, I'm done. I'm like an FA Cup, Carabao Cup's not good enough. I'm done.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
done. And I've been his biggest fan. I've been his biggest fan.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you've stood on the hill with him, haven't you? You know, all these seasons. These couple of seasons I've been working.
100%.
So what else is the sports back saying? The very end of the process. I honestly, no more test seasons. Again, yeah, I think Mark's just said it in what he just said. We have to produce next season, otherwise people are going to be very, very annoyed very quickly. You know what I mean? So again, you're right, mate. You're absolutely right. Okay, what else is he saying? Let's see. As an Arsenal fan, watching a cup final is a lovely feeling. Yeah, nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong. The FA Cup has got prestige, right? Don't get me wrong. And the FA Cup deserves to have respect put on its name, but we've won it so many times. It would just be nice to win either the Premier League, which we haven't won for 20 years.
I think that's the main.
Or a Champions League. Go on, mate.
That's the main. That's the main thing. Like I'm not putting like what Arsenal fans don't understand, and especially like fans that are like overseas, etc., is for Arsenal to grow. What you don't understand, right? And like I heard Des and that speaking earlier, Des and Richard speaking earlier, and it was regarding money getting spent through Man City, and they could do what they want, and the chat were saying that as well. Well, they can't. They can't. The biggest club financially in the world right now are probably Newcastle. And Newcastle can't spend the money that they want to spend because the Premier League are put blocks on every single thing that they do.
No, I've got you know, carry on, mate. I've got you know, sorry.
Yeah, right. So they put blocks on every single thing that they do. So it's not just about spending. You need to generate the money in the Premier League to be able to do what you're going to do. And Arsenal are doing it correctly. However, fans are frustrated all across the world, in England, in the UK, and Europe, and the rest of the world, on this. And what you need to realise is that there is a substance there. You can't just go and spend the fucking money like that you want to spend. I expect them to spend this season. An FA Cup generates £3 million. Getting to the semi-final of the Champions League generated £105 million. You need to take this into your narratives when you push forward, because these are genuine factors. So if you think Tottenham have had a very good season because they won Europa League, they probably earn like 1/5 of the money that Arsenal earn through getting to the semi-final of Champions League.
Well, Mark, you know, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I live in Newcastle, right? And good friend of mine, John, he's in our WhatsApp group. Yeah, he said they could only spend 100 million this season, Newcastle, because of the rules. Yeah, and they've got to sell 4 players as well.
100%.
So you know, 100%. And Arsenal don't have those restrictions. So you know, we've got to be pretty grateful, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%.
Otherwise, we'd all be in the same boat, and it'd be really, really hard.
Yeah, exactly. But there's those restrictions, and Arteta has driven us to this point where we don't have restrictions, where we could go for Rodrigo, we could go for other fans, other players.
Mm. And we can answer that question for you, sports back. 5 years ago, wasn't it? 6 years ago now, probably, but 5-6 years ago, we won the FA Cup, didn't we? So that's the last time we had that feeling about winning a trophy. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And it was 20 years. It's 20 years plus since we've won the Premier League. So yeah, I can understand exactly how you feel, brother. I can absolutely
100%,
understand it.
100%.
Right, we've got Gunnar Greg here again. Thanks, mate. United can keep their 5 finals. I'd rather be Arsenal than them and their mess.
100%.
100%, mate. 100%. No more needs to be said, does it? you know.
Gunnar Greg, I don't know if I follow you on Twitter, but my handle is @mark8_AFC. Like, drop me a DM, bro. I'm 100% will follow you back.
Same with you, Sportback. If you're on X, mate, get in touch with Mark, fella. As I say, if we can get you on a show or whatever, you know, just get you involved in some way, we will do. Okay. Right. What's next? Let's see. I have read these, mate, before I put them on as well. Omri is a winner. When we don't win, how can he accept our process? That's a good question. That is a good question.
Ooh.
How do you answer that one, Mark?
Yeah, no. I hear that, and I absolutely hear that. But Henri would have to take his time back to when he was at Juventus and Arsenal signed him for £50 million. He wasn't a winner at that point, and Arsene Wenger brought him in, and then he became a winner. Henri needs to remember that. But again, I'm not going to slander Henri because he's on my wall. He's right there. He's right there. I love him. But yeah, there is a process and context to everything on this earth, and that's it. So I'm never going to slander Henri for his comments. But however, he's a pundit. He's a pundit now.
Fair enough. Right, I'm not quite sure who Gunnar Greg means here, but I'm assuming it's Rodrigo. But here we go. Let's have a look. If he leaves, I think we get him. I think he's on about Rodrigo there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I agree because Arteta really wants him as well, guys.
Yeah.
Arteta really, really wants this lad, and you can tell Mark does. He's getting the only other player you can compare in this team where Mark gets so excited is the Brazilian, the
Gabriel,
the king of Brazil.
Yeah.
I've never known him get as excited about a player as he has with Rodrigo, as he has with Gabriel, mate. And yeah, and do you know what? He was talking about this. What date are we now? 11, nearly a month ago, the 18th of May, right? He started on about Rodrigo. And I tell you what, if he gets the call out, if he gets it right, he needs his flowers, guys. Because I tell you what a shout out that is. What an absolute barnstormer of a shout out. So
to see if it's wrong, I'm going to get absolutely.
Well, yeah, but that's the risk of taking it, bro. That's the risk.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth
yeah,
it.
Of course it is. Havertz must be Henri then. Okay.
No. Havertz doesn't have to be Henri. And I can come back at you, Gunnar Greg. The best strike force I've ever seen through my Scottish accent that you could obviously pick up was Mark Haley, an Englishman, and Ali McCoist, a Scotsman, for Glasgow Rangers. Absolutely hate the football club, but they two together just done amazing things. If you put Havertz as Mark Haley and you have Ali McCoist just in front of him for the flick-ons, etc., you get a different gravy, bro. So, no, he's not on me.
Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. I think he's being sarcastic, mate. So it's fine. It's fine.
I'm not giving you sarcasm, bro.
Right, we've got a couple more comments, guys, and then I've got to end this one. But it's been an absolutely brilliant show. Thank you so much to everybody that's been in the chat, everybody watching. I've absolutely loved this one. Been brilliant. Don't forget to give us a like, a share, a subscribe. You'll be helping the channel out, and we can bring you more content like this. And we just love it, guys. Right, I've got a couple from Greg and one more from Sportsback, and then we're going to call it there, Mark. All right, mate?
Yeah, that's good.
So here we go. I believe an FA Cup changes nothing. I totally agree with you, mate. It's a great cup. Don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to have, is it 50? If we won it again, it'd be 15.
15.
15.
Yeah,
be nice to have 15, but £3 million for the FA Cup. That's ridiculous. It should be at least 50 million, if not 100. That's what it should be, because that's the prestige that cup has, the history it has. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that's that. And he's given us a thumbs up, mate. So thanks for that, Guna Greg. Thanks for being here and spending your time with us. We do appreciate it. And the last comment tonight goes to Sportsback. It only could really, couldn't it? Because he's been really chatty tonight. So we're again, Sportsback. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. If you could give us a thumbs up, and that'd be brilliant. Also, before you go, we need to really address the Odegaard position. Oh, we can do that. That's fine. You don't mind doing that, do you, Mark? He's a good player, but not a leader. My opinion. Rice or Gabriel needs that armband. Odegaard needs competition. I'll let you deal with that because I'm going to sound really biased, mate. So I'm going to let you deal with that.
Yeah, you are biased because you love Odegaard. Odegaard came back from a serious injury. Odegaard is the guy. He did win, lose or draw. He walks around the Emirates, claps the fans. He leads by example. And Arsenal are not where they are today without Martin Odegaard on and off the pitch. And off the pitch is just as important as on the pitch. So it's a bit disingenuous for anyone to actually go on Martin Odegaard because he's had a kind of off-season when he came back from injury. Guys, I'm not, that doesn't wash with me whatsoever. Just relax on Martin Odegaard. Your captain is here. He is a leader by example, and that's it. So, big up, guys. I appreciate every one of you in the chat and every single person that has tuned in tonight.
Can I just say as well, Retroholic Gamers with us. He came in a bit late, but better late than never, mate. I'll show your message in a minute. Don't worry. I will say one thing about Odegaard, and thank you for subbing, Sportsback. Sorry, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks very much. Means a lot. I will say one thing about Odegaard. He does a lot more in the dressing room as well than people realise.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's it's not just about what's on the pitch. It's about what's in the back room and what's at training and everything else. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to blow. I'm not going to blow up about Odegaard because I could sit here for another 20 minutes and blow up about Odegaard. So I'm not going to do that. Mark said it all, really. We got a couple more. I did say I was going to stop there, but we have got a couple more, and I'm not going to be rude. We got one from Retro, mate. Retroholic Gamer. Good show. Was watching on my PlayStation. Couldn't comment. That's fine, man. Next time, do it on your computer, your phone, or your tablet. That's fine. But thanks for watching anyway, mate. Much appreciated. Glad you're here. You usually come in anyway, don't you? So we do appreciate that. And I was going to say it was the final one from Beck Sportback Boys, but it looks like it's going to Guna Greg. Odegaard works men. He's not firing more than most. Oh, sorry. When. I thought that said men. I misread that. Odegaard works when he's not firing more than most. Agree. I agree. He doesn't always have to be scoring. He can set them up as good as he can score them. Or he's sometimes even better. Would you agree, Mark?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's a very good comment to finish, Sean.
Right, so I'm just gonna go back up the chat in case I've missed anybody out. But big thank you to everybody that's been in the chat tonight. Jez, Ange, I should, Gabby, BX Gunner, always good to have you on board, mate. Absolutely great show, guys. I absolutely loved it, and we've gone on for a lot longer than I thought we would. So that just shows
I didn't think it was possible.
No, I mean that just shows how good the show's been. So big thank you to you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and yeah, we will see you next time. And I can't give you a next time because it could be tomorrow, it could be Sunday, it could be Saturday. I don't know. And Rodrigo, hurry up and sign the thing. Actually, all four of you, hurry up and sign the thing. Yeah, but guys, again, thanks very much for your time and being in the chat. And don't forget to please leave us a like, a subscribe, and hit that notification button because you'll be doing us a massive, massive favor. Okay, guys, take care of yourselves. Me and Mark are out of here. Peace.
Good night.